Hello there. Today's the Pikmin ranking stream with a Pikmin expert, mind you. Yeah, we've got Louis here, or his stand-in.
Yep.
While Toad music.
Yeah, I'm his secretary. He couldn't exactly make it.
But yeah, we've got the Pikmin tier list here. And,
we sure do.
We're ready to rumble.
I think per game would be good because you'd be able to weigh in more easily, considering you've played all of one and some of two.
True. Give me a Pikmin song
I guess we played Bingo
to play in the background.
Ooh, send Forest Naval from Pikmin 1. That one's good.
Oh wait, no, I'd like it extended if I can.
That'd be good.
Yeah, day only.
All right.
All right. So, starting from Pikmin 1.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. So I guess red Pikmin.
Yep, red Pikmin. They're useful. I'd argue that they are kind of at their peak of utility in this game, just by virtue of there not being like the routine new this Pikmin is better at combat than red Pikmin.
Yeah, the purple Pikmin aren't here yet.
Yeah. In general, this one might be the hardest because I think Pikmin 1 has the most balanced roster.
Oh.
I don't know. This is kind of like is just setting the barometer. I would put him in S, honestly.
All right.
Combat's something you do a lot, and they're helpful with that. They're with you through the entire game. They're good at breaking down walls too, obviously, by virtue of their high damage. Fire is a hazard that's not the most common thing in the world, but it's present. Yeah, I think they have pretty well-balanced strengths.
This checks out, because I remember red was my primary Pikmin type when I played through the first Pikmin.
Yeah, they're kind of just the go-to.
Yeah.
They make the most sense to have a lot of.
All right. Yellow.
Now yellow. Yellow...
They have blue on the list before yellow, but yellow comes after red.
We're gonna go in order. So yellow, obviously they can hold bomb rocks, and those are useful. And they have higher throw height, which means there's like a couple of ship parts that you specifically need them for. I would say that out of the types in Pikmin 1, they are probably the least useful. Just because most instances, there's not that many instances where you're required to use bomb rocks or use their throw height. They're really helpful against BD Longlegs because they don't have to wait for his like...
Yeah, you can just throw him on his body.
Yeah, exactly. But they are a lot more situational. So I would say, just depending on how spread out you want this to be, by virtue of there only being like three three Pikmin types in this one. I would say
It's up
A
to
or
you.
B.
It's your list.
So let's pop them in B.
All right.
Blue Pikmin.
Blue Pikmin.
Now, the eternal thing you run into with blue Pikmin is they don't... Water is their thing. They don't have, like, another attribute or something. Like a lot of Pikmin do, where it's like, oh, they resist X hazard, and also they do this one other thing well. But, especially in Pikmin 1, that is balanced out by the amount of water that is just in the game. Like, water just makes sense as a hazard to put everywhere. So it's not...
Yeah. It wouldn't make sense for electricity and fire to be all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to have, like, the water area and have it all contained to that one, like, map or, you know, in later games.
Yeah.
And there are a lot, especially in Pikmin 1, a lot of ship parts that require blue Pikmin. So I would say I would put them in A, personally. Just because they are high utility, considering the objectives that the game puts in front of you. Couldn't do it without them.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that's Pikmin 1. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Yeah. Wait, what is this guy?
Oh yeah, Puffman. So you probably never saw it because this boss sucks and dies immediately. But there's this boss called the Puff Stool in the Forest Navel, and you, if it sprays spores on your Pikmin, they turn into Puffmen and start attacking you. And for some reason, people really love to talk about them as like a distinct type and put them on tier lists and stuff, even though they are not a type that's ever able to be within your control.
It's a condition with which they're afflicted by.
Yeah.
That's funny. Are they in Pikmin 1?
Yeah, they're just in Pikmin 1. And put them in F. They suck.
All right. There we go. There's the Pikmin 1 tier list.
Yeah.
And now for 2.
All right, clear the board.
Should we clear the Puffmen or keep them in F?
Well, they don't occur in any other game.
If they're not in any other game, then we don't have to put them on the board.
They would be an F if they were in any other games, I'm sure.
We would have to make a special tier.
Yeah.
Where they actively hurt. Well, I guess that really is what F tier is, because I don't think any of these Pikmin really would be in F.
Yeah. Maybe once we get to Pikmin 3.
Maybe.
But
I haven't played Pikmin 3, so I can only really see these going as far as D. But anyway, 2.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Pikmin 2. So you start with red Pikmin. Once again, they're kind of just the Pikmin you always end up with the most of, because you get them so early on.
Yeah.
They're useful in their fair share of situations. If memory serves, there's like, other than Wistful Wild, which only has like a couple, there's like no fire in the overworld. But obviously there's a lot of enemies in the overworld. Now, red Pikmin's combat efficacy is the same as in Pikmin 1, but feels a lot less pronounced, considering the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
It's still helpful, especially from a beginner's point of view, where it's like, you haven't really gotten super good at using purple Pikmin yet, so you don't want to just fill your squad with them when you go into every cave.
Yeah.
Because you want to offset the grinding you may have to do later. But I would... I'm gonna say they're B tier. They're kind of just... They're the standard by which everything else should be judged in Pikmin 2. So I think that's a good place for them.
Yeah.
Alright. Purple Pikmin? Because if we're going in order of when you get them...
Yeah.
I mean... They're probably the best combat Pikmin the series has ever seen. I mean,
Stone
you can
is
make an
just
argument.
really good.
Yeah. You can make an argument for Ice Pikmin too, but like that is partially just because every enemy in Pikmin 4 can be beaten by an infant baby. Purple Pikmin, they kind of trivialize things, but obviously they have that offset of like the risk you're taking by bringing them in. But they're just double S. They have like no downside other than the rarity and the speed, which speed does not matter in caves.
Yeah.
They're excellent for transport and excellent for combat, which are the two things you're always doing.
That's wild though that they were like, let's make the back the drawback for these Pikmin, they're a lower speed in this time management game, and then they took away the time management thing.
Yeah. You know, makes all kinds of sense, right? I would love for a Pikmin game with like a pared back roster in the future that plays more like Pikmin 1 or 3 to have purple Pikmin in it. Because I think that they present a very interesting balance when they're used in the overworld when you have to manage your time.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, what's next? Is it white Pikmin or yellow?
Might be
Pikmin?
white.
Yeah, I think it's white. White
All
Pikmin. Right. I mean, you kind of just always need them with you in caves. Because there's the off chance that
That's right.
there will be a buried treasure, even if they don't indicate that there's like poison in the cave. Obviously, they also resist poison, which is like a reasonably common hazard. You don't see it as much as I'd say it's about as common as fire, maybe a little less. There's no like dedicated poison enemies except for the Dweevil, if memory serves, which that literally doesn't matter. You can kill Dweevils with one purple Pikmin. They're fast, which, you know, has less of an impact than it should for similar reasons to purple Pikmin's slowness. But obviously efficiency is nice in any Pikmin game.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I put more effort into optimizing Pikmin 2's overworld segments, I would appreciate that strength more, but that's just not what you're doing for the majority of the game. And then their rarity is, I think, less justifiable than the purple Pikmin. Naturally. They do have their poison thing where if they get eaten, they do a lot of damage, but I'm never in a position where I'm like intentionally sacrificing my white Pikmin to proc the poison, so that's not like a super appreciable ability like as a strength.
If they were more plentiful, that would probably be a strategy.
Yeah, it would probably in fact be kind of problematic for the balance. Only really offset by the fact that not all enemies eat your Pikmin, but I think they kind of made them rare to check that in certain ways, but I think they go in B as well, if we're ordering them then below the red Pikmin.
All right.
So next you get yellow Pikmin. These guys, big step up from Pikmin 1, despite losing what was arguably their like defining trait, because bomb rocks are now exclusively hazards, and not tools at your disposal. They gained the existence of electricity, which is a really rough hazard. It's the only hazard, like elemental hazard, that can be resisted, that insta kills Pikmin.
Oh.
Because, you know, fire and
That's
water
true. You
put
can
them
whistle
into,
them
like,
out.
stun states. Poison does that as well. Electricity just kills them. So, Pikmin, yellow Pikmin, by virtue of their hazard being more evil, they are stronger. And then the throw height thing. There's a few treasures in the overworld you nab with the throw height. And a few in caves. It's never a situation where I'm like, oh man, I need to bring more yellow Pikmin so that I can take advantage of their stronger throw height. Because most of the time, if there's a boss like a BD Longlegs, well, BD Longlegs is also nerfed into the ground in this game.
That's true.
As with a lot of Pikmin 1 enemies in general, and especially bosses in Pikmin 2. But if there's ever an enemy where their weak spot is out of reach at certain points in the fight, I think it's most of the time better to just wait them out and then slam purples on it when it is more available to you. They're good for dealing with swooping snitch bugs, though. Those guys are annoying. So that's an appreciable upside for sure. Overall, mostly just due to the electricity thing, I would put them in S. Because that is
our first S tier. Wait, no. Red, we're in S.
Yeah, they check the strongest hazard in the game. So it's hard for me not to put them there. And then blue Pikmin. Very similar. Pikmin 2 has less water, and most of the time in caves when it's there's not anything like extremely heavy in it. So generally in caves other than the submerged castle, which is the blue Pikmin cave, where you only can bring blue Pikmin, you're only really gonna want to bring like 30, I guess 40 absolute max if you're like really thinking you're gonna lose your blue Pikmin a lot somehow. But you know, there's still a water area, and I believe water makes an appearance in every area in the overworld. And there's a fair few caves with water in them. I'd say it's about even with the other hazards. But water is also one where it's not like the fire geysers or the poison... Well, the poison sprays you can't either. But it's not like the fire geysers where they only spray sometimes and you can like use non-red Pikmin to neutralize them.
That's true.
Most of the time when water's there in the critical path, you can't use any other type of Pikmin to get around that.
You can't brute force it with a purple.
Yeah. So I would put them in A. They check not the most deadly hazard, but a plentiful one that is unable to be circumvented easily otherwise. And then Bulbmin. Bulbmin would be the best Pikmin type, or at least on par with purples, if they weren't limited to 3 specific caves. But in those 3 specific caves, they're pretty awesome. So we can put them up there next to purples because they resist every hazard.
Oh, wow.
And they're good fodder for turning into purples or whatever else. Because they can't leave the cave with you. So it's like, what else are you going to do?
That's true.
And that's Pikmin 2. I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. Nice spread.
Yeah.
Nothing too surprising.
Yeah, my mind's not blown by this.
Yeah. Alright. I guess next would be Pikmin 3.
Yep. And you've played Bingo Battle.
I have played Bingo
You haven't
Battle.
played Pikmin 3's
Not the base
main
game.
story.
I've played the demo.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. I forgot you actually did go and do that. Red Pikmin. You start with Red Pikmin again. Combat starts trending towards getting easier in Pikmin 3. It's not as bad as in Pikmin 4. Mind you, when we get to Pikmin 4, I do have to make the disclaimer that I've not tried the hard mode yet, which might change my opinions on some things. So, we can do a revisit at some point. But Pikmin 3, Red Pikmin. There's a good amount of fire. And, combat is easier, but not like... You still have to put effort towards it. It's not like if you don't plan for combat at all, there's not the strongest known being in the universe who happens to be a dog that's your friend that you can just use to neutralize every threat. You can still be punished. So, by virtue of that, Red Pikmin are still useful. Is there only one more? The fiery Bulblax is not in Pikmin 3. And that's kind of like the most substantial, like, fire-based enemy in the game, because it's like only Red Pikmin can fight it unless you happen to lure it into water. And then it's still a Bulborb with more health. So, like, it's still a difficult fight.
Reds are gonna do it.
Yeah. But, there are... In Pikmin 3, that guy's not around. You have the Pyroclasmic Slooch, who is, like, a guy that's on fire. So yeah, only Red Pikmin could beat that guy. He kind of sucks, though. So, like, it feels less impressive, because he really doesn't have much health. It's not, like, an actual display of Red Pikmin's combat abilities. It's like, this is the Red Pikmin guy that you have to have Red Pikmin in your party for.
That stinks.
Yeah. And then the Fiery Blowhug's still there, which we all know him. He's a mainstay. Same as ever. You just kind of throw 5 Red Pikmin at him and walk away. I think tossing him in B again would be fair.
Alright. Not quite down to C.
No. I have another candidate for C in mind.
Oh.
But then, who comes next? Rock Pikmin you get next.
Oh.
So these are your combat Pikmin.
Yeah, this is the guy that Stephen Smith would take to fight the Emperor Bulblax.
Yeah, and I can't say I blame him. Now, they don't have the stun of purple Pikmin, so they're not as ridiculous, but they do have contact damage that is, like, significantly more than a red Pikmin's attack. I believe that a red Pikmin's, like, single attack does like 15 damage, and then hucking rocks at him does like 50, maybe? I could be wrong about that.
Wow.
It's if you have a lot of rock Pikmin, combat is a different game entirely. They're also resistant to crushing, which is not something you think about a lot, but it's something that is...
It's something I think about a lot in Bingo Battle.
Yeah, it's a pretty... it's a pretty common occurrence the more you think about it, even separate from Falling Rocks Bingo Battle. Like, the long legs type enemies, they do crushing.
That's true.
And you don't have, like, your Empress Bullblacks from Pikmin 2 or your Water Wraith or anything like that. But...
I gotta fight the Water Wraith someday.
Yeah. But it can be useful, for sure. And just by virtue of being the combat Pikmin, they're always going to be useful. Unless it's an elemental enemy specifically. Or one that happens to be submerged in water, which we'll get to. I would put him in S. I don't think anything is going to hit... Wait, no, that's a lie. I don't think that they hit double S, because they don't have the stun and, like, the carrying. They don't have the stun and the extra carry weight. That's like the X factor.
Yeah, for
they
the
do
purples.
have their own quote-unquote hazard in crystals, but that hazard...
Oh, that's right.
That hazard just blocks the way. It's not... Hazard is probably the wrong word.
Obstacle.
Yeah. So it doesn't... Not having them with you doesn't pose any super active danger of dying to crystals.
Yeah.
Which is a knock as well. Okay, next you get yellow Pikmin. Electricity returns in Pikmin 3, but it's been changed to be a lot more in line with other hazards, and in fact worse than them.
Oh. So no
it's
more
like
one shot.
No more one shot. It stuns your Pikmin and they kind of fall on the ground and seize up. I don't remember if it does kill them or not, but if it does, it takes like a full minute. Like, it's never going to happen realistically. I know in Pikmin 4 they either made it kill when it didn't in 3 or vice versa. I don't remember because it doesn't come up. It does not matter. And they took away the anode beetles, which are like the scariest electric enemy. The kind of flagship electric enemy in Pikmin 3 is the bearded amp rat, which, like, he kind of just walks around and then he'll, like, rub his beard and get electricity powers for a bit. But he's not always electric, and it's not like the anode beetles where they go kind of quick and have this really wide area of effect. You only accrue that electric damage if you make contact. And it stays in non-electric form for a long time. So, like, it's not that threatening. And there are not many other instances of the electric hazard. They're more so like a puzzle-solving Pikmin. Their throw height is useful, I will say, for a while.
Yeah.
And there are a few areas where it's like there's this wire where you have to throw like 10 yellow Pikmin in there and they'll link hands, and then it'll light up a light bulb. But that's like okay, you have to bring 10 yellow Pikmin here and then you don't have to use them anymore. Like, big whoop. So I would say they're in B below reds, probably.
All right.
Mostly, I think the defining thing there is just that their hazard's been nerfed. Bomb rocks are also in this game, but all Pikmin can carry them, so that's not in their favor either.
Is it only the first game where only yellows can pick them up?
Yeah, they just never really got that again.
Huh.
Even in Pikmin 4, there's bomb rocks, but they're an item in your pack that your captain throws.
Huh.
It's kind of odd. Okay, next you get wing Pikmin, which are going in double S. They deal half damage, but with the charge feature, you can just rush most enemies' weak points to where it doesn't even matter. So they effectively failed to nerf them in combat.
Yeah.
They're the best, like, traversal and transportation Pikmin. They have, in Pikmin 3, they have all these, like, alternate routes they can take that avoid a bunch of hazards. The only thing that really checks that ability is there's these, spider enemies that, embarrassingly, I can't remember the name of, that weave these webs that only trap wing Pikmin because normal grounded Pikmin will walk underneath them. But, like, you just kill that spider and the web goes away.
You'd think
So,
that
like,
for something like that, they'd just have it so that the web's always there.
yeah, if you have any amount of map knowledge, it is just not a factor. They also completely trivialize.
Oh, that is a good point. They can't go in water to collect or fight enemies.
Yeah, they. The thing about that is, like, that would be a really good check. That would make blue Pikmin more useful if there were, like, proper dedicated water area. But, like, 90% of the fruits that you find in Pikmin 3 in water are either not fully submerged, or are not even, or are, like, on an island in the middle of the water. And water enemies are generally pretty non-threatening and uncommon in Pikmin 3 as well. So anything that would have been like, oh, well, they're not good at everything is unaccounted for. And I have a suspicion that a lot of that has to do with the fact that there's the giant area that was cut from Pikmin 3's late game.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, that's a fun little piece of trivia. There was just this big, there was supposed to be one more area in Pikmin 3, and it was just removed. And that's kind of why blue Pikmin are as bad as they are and wing Pikmin are as good as they are, because it was supposed to be a water area, and it's pretty noticeable in the game's pacing when you play through it.
Huh.
But anyways,
we have word of a fish that jumps out of the water to steal the winged Pikmin.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember an instance of that actually happening to me. I know it can happen.
I imagine if you have any other kind of Pikmin, that kind of gets resolved.
Yeah. But that's definitely notable. But for the most part, they're good at everything, which is kind of a hallmark of a good Pikmin type. Even if it doesn't exactly do wonders for the balance. And last we arrive at blue Pikmin, at least for the main story. So blue Pikmin, you get them right at the end in a revisit to an earlier area that opens up like a new portion of it. And that's, like, they're useful there. The boss isn't even like underwater or anything. There's water. He does generate water when he moves around, but it can be avoided pretty easily.
Um,
For the most part, that boss fight is actually trivialized by wing Pikmin. And then from there you go straight to the final area. So unless you're doing like map cleanup for 100%, which is something that I do, but not like on the critical path, then you just don't use blue Pikmin again. Like, I think there's a little bit of water in the final area, but it's all shallow enough to where you just bring wing Pikmin.
I see.
So I would say they're in C. Because they are useful for that one segment of the game. I won't rob them of that. But beyond that, they're just underutilized, which is not something that should be a problem with blue Pikmin, because water is the one hazard that can be naturally inserted pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like maybe half a dozen fruits that they are needed to collect for like 100% in other areas. They have one little like sub area that they can go into, like only they can go into. Because you have to go underwater to get there. But it's like there's one enemy in there and one fruit. They just dropped the ball. So that's all of the Pikmin you get in the main story in Pikmin 3.
Okay.
But in mission mode, they brought back purple Pikmin and white Pikmin for certain stages.
I see.
Both of them are going in D.
Oh?
Purple Pikmin has the slam, but it's entirely cosmetic.
Oh.
It does not stun ever, and it does not do damage. So they just have a bad throw arc. And mission mode is actually built around collecting things in a short amount of time.
So they're a trap for Pikmin 2 players.
Exactly. They're not good in combat. They can be useful depending on the map, because mission mode is these like these scenarios where they give you a like pre-selected layout or loadout of Pikmin, and they put you on a map and give you a specific amount of time to collect as much as you can. It's like an optimization, like on a micro level.
I see.
More so than the main game. It is some of my favorite Pikmin content because it's super fun to plug away at. But they butchered purple Pikmin. They're probably realistically a C, but I'm keeping them in D just because they've fallen so far from their utility. And their slower speed really does inhibit them a little more in this particular circumstance of being exclusive to a mode with relatively short time limits. And white Pikmin, there's no poison, so like...
I see. So it's only buried objects?
Yeah, there's no buried object.
Wait.
but they're faster, and they still do poison damage upon being eaten.
Okay.
They kind of just... the damage, for some reason, the damage they do upon being eaten was nerfed. I don't know why they did that. That was like entirely unnecessary. So that even that level of utility is just gone. And like even if it wasn't in mission mode specifically, a lot of the time you can't, like there's no onions, so you can't propagate more Pikmin. So you do not want to be wasting
I see.
your guys.
Yeah, that's horrible for white Pikmin.
Yeah, so they're kind of just relegated to like, okay, I'm gonna throw 5 of these guys on this like pile of bridge pieces or gold or whatever. And then that's what they do. They are just not terribly useful in any other scenario. Oh, I forgot to mention, they also share with winged Pikmin nerfed melee damage.
Oh.
I don't know
Lovely.
why. That wasn't a thing in Pikmin 2. And it doesn't, like, they weren't going to be overpowered.
It's true. Weren't the white Pikmin like C or B tier in your 2 tier list?
I think it was B. And a lot of that was because their hazard is
That's true.
pretty
The
relevant.
poison was...
Yeah, and now that's gone. And so is everything else. So they brought back the Pikmin 2 guys, but they just butchered them for some reason.
They had to be there for the poster.
Yeah, I guess so. They had to say everyone is here if you don't care about Bulbman.
Yeah. Don't forget about the Puff Man.
Oh no, the Puffman! No! No!
Alright.
Yeah, so that's Pikmin 3. That one's a funny one.
Hold on. I gotta go for a second. Keep the crowd entertained. I gotta add more water to my soup.
Oh, I will. I really do need to check out Pikmin 4's new difficulty modes. Well, not the easy one. I promise that I promise that I have no interest in checking that out. I'm pretty sure that's just to complement the new photo mode they added. But I've heard that it makes the game more fun. I haven't even played with the auto lock-on settings that they added, because I was also kind of frustrated by the automatic lock-on feature, and I think a lot of people felt that way. I don't think it'll patch up like every issue with the game, not by a long shot, but like it'll help. Maybe I'll actually make it through a second playthrough this time, because I went back to play through Pikmin 4 before they added that stuff, and I think I got to the last area, but I just really did not want to keep going, which is not a thing that tends to happen when I play through Pikmin games. Yeah, I think it'll be nice. That game definitely was too easy. That was like my main issue with it. But I think a lot of that is more like deeply ingrained issues with the mechanics around, Ochi, the 3-type limit, not allowing for any real variance in strategy or design. The caves just not really having a lot of enemies in general, and having them all be spread out. So I don't know how much tweaking enemy behaviors will change that. But like, I think it'll help. I would very much appreciate that. And on my second run, I didn't upgrade Ochi at all, except I think I gave him like one thing for convenience. I don't remember what it was, but it did not affect combat at all. I remember that much. But I would really, if it's still too easy, when I play through Pikmin 4 on the hard mode, I'll probably do that as well, hopefully. I also heard they added like a new game plus that lets you skip the tutorial, which is nice. Welcome back.
Alright.
Pikmin 4. This game's weird about giving you Pikmin types. I'm gonna have to remember, like, the order. Obviously, you start with reds. In Pikmin 4, this is tough. Pikmin 4 is the one that I'm the least familiar with on account of only playing through it fully once. And that was, you know, pre all these patches.
Well, just do it based on your first playthrough.
Yeah, based on vibes and what I remember from almost 3 years ago. They're all right. Fire is like, it's there. There's a few caves based around it. They're useful in like ice themed areas because they introduce this mechanic where there's like these burning pine cones that red Pikmin can carry around. Oddly enough, the only object that like can be carried by a Pikmin in the same way like bomb rocks can in Pikmin 1.
Huh.
So they have that going for them. Because when you're in those ice areas, the mechanic is like if they're not near a torch, your Pikmin kind of just like give up. They just stand still. So that's helpful. And that also, like, even separate from the cold area thing, the torch mechanic is also used to, like, bring the pine cones to these, like, stacks of straw, I think they are, or something like that. The bundles of straw that are stood up and burn them down. They're an obstacle that you can only circumvent with red Pikmin.
Neat.
So that's useful. And since it's a thing that they carry, you can't just circumvent it with one of the 5,000 elemental resistances you can upgrade your dog with. Because that, the dog is game defining. You have to think about what the dog can do. So funny enough, for pretty different reasons, I think they end up in B again.
Yeah.
They also retain their attacking power, but I mean, come on. Dog.
Yeah.
If
anyone
no matter
can attack.
Yeah, if no matter what, you're slamming your entire squad onto the enemy's back with your dog, who's already chunking like a third of the enemy's health, it doesn't matter.
Even Puffman could do damage to the enemy at that point.
Yeah. But they don't. I think you get yellow Pikmin next, because I know you get the original types first. Electricity sucks. There's a few electric gates, but not that many. Throw height, from what I remember, basically a non-factor. On account of electricity not being a super substantial hazard, the dog can be upgraded to resist it too. So that's like a non-factor in their goodness. Oh, I forgot to mention this in Pikmin 3. They can dig faster.
I see.
Which is like, there is not a lot of digging, but like, cool, I guess. And in this game, they can dig even faster.
Is there a lot of digging?
I think there's less digging.
That's funny, because I remember there being a lot of digging in at least Bingo Battle.
Yeah, I would say Bingo Battle is like where there's the most presence of digging. There's like a few spots in each area in Pikmin 3 where you dig, but only to get like bomb rocks, or like there's a couple instances where there's like bridge pieces hidden in them, and I think there's 1 or 2 instances where you can dig a soft spot to get a little like tunnel that will help you shortcut things. That's, but it's not very important. So I would say that I would put them in C. They're fine. They're there. There's a few things they can do. Like there's a couple, not a couple. There's a new electric enemy introduced that appears a few times, and the anode beetles are back. They both suck now, so like it doesn't matter. Like I said, this may all kind of change. When I replay the game on the new hard mode. But right now, irrelevant. Blue Pikmin. Water is pretty substantially present. You get ice Pikmin really early on, and they kind of do the wing Pikmin thing, but even better. Not in terms of being able to pick up items that are in the water. And wing Pikmin show up way later. So that is less of a factor. But with enough ice Pikmin, you can freeze over bodies of water. Huh. Therefore, all of your Pikmin can traverse them.
I see.
Which that does, like, incapacitate your ice Pikmin, so it's not ideal. But
does it also make it so that the dog can?
Yeah, and the dog can swim.
Oh, silly me. Never mind.
In fact, he can. Once you upgrade him, I'm pretty sure he can. Close enough. I'm pretty sure he can elect whether to paddle on the surface of the water or dive down. But water is there. In fact, the third area of the game before you get... Well, I think you unlock winged Pikmin from a cave in it, but you can't propagate them, so it doesn't matter that much. Because you don't get the winged Pikmin onion until way later. Which is interesting. That's an interesting thing Pikmin 4 does. It gives you onions separately from Pikmin types sometimes. So you'll end up with a pretty limited supply of a certain type of Pikmin. Certain types of Pikmin, rather, for like the majority of the game, which I think is cool and would work really well in a game that like had more substantial gameplay.
Game without OG.
Yeah, exactly. A dogless game. There's this ROM hack called Pikmin 2 Caveless, and I'm just waiting for Pikmin 4 dogless.
Pikmin 2 Caveless, that sounds horrible.
It overhauls the entire game, turns it into a Pikmin 1 like experience. I haven't played it, but it actually seems pretty cool. They also remove purple Pikmin, which is very interesting. So it's more like its own thing than just Pikmin 2 with the caves patched out. Anyway, I would put blues in... I really can't decide if they're low A or high B. We'll say B above reds, and I'll see how I feel about that. Maybe it'll change later. You get ice Pikmin. I think you get them before yellow and blue, but like doesn't matter that much. Ice Pikmin are
doing the original 3 first is never a bad idea.
Yeah, they're going in double S. You played enough Pikmin 2 to get Bitter Spray, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that as a Pikmin, because when you throw ice Pikmin onto a guy, there's this meter that fills up proportionate to like how many ice Pikmin are attached. And if it fills up, they just freeze. Can't do
That
anything.
must be useful with a dog that can charge at enemies and put 1,000 Pikmin on them at once.
If you can believe it, it sure is.
My goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, not much to say. We talked about their kind of balance with blue Pikmin, which I think is a lot more well done than their dichotomy with wing Pikmin in Pikmin 3. But that also kind of serves to elevate them because water is extremely common. Yeah, enough said. They kind of speak for themselves. I'm kind of freewheeling here now because I don't remember the exact order you unlock these guys in.
Yeah, just go whichever one you want next.
I think purples are next. There's an A. Similarly good. They're high damage. Their slam is back.
That's good.
I don't think it still stuns. I don't remember. Let's ask Google.
It seems like a very important thing.
Purple Pikmin. Ochi's charge can be upgraded to stun.
Oh, never mind.
And,
I forgot we're balancing with dog.
And you have ice Pikmin. So, like, stun is kind of like a tertiary way of disabling enemies.
That's true. The purple Pikmin didn't get worse. They just got power crapped.
Yeah. It's like they're largely the same as in Pikmin 2. It's just that the meta's gotten ridiculous. There's also there's a few treasures that are heavy enough to make it to where they're useful, but you're not gonna believe this. You can upgrade the dog to carry like 100 Pikmin weight.
Oh my gosh!
So they're kind of irrelevant in that respect too. Stupid dog. Alright, we'll do white Pikmin next.
Alright.
Poison has returned as a hazard. And there are buried, like, fully buried treasures. I don't know. They probably do damage when you eat them. Couldn't tell you.
No enemy has done that much.
Yeah, they haven't gotten that far. I'm researching right now to see if the new kind of iteration of poison can be resisted by the dog. Yes, it can. And obviously your captain as well. Which your captain is actually immune to poison by default, unlike most other hazards, and your dog can be upgraded to be immune.
Of course.
Yeah, naturally. So I would say poison once again is like pretty similar to fire, but it only shows up like a few more areas into the game. I would say they're like right below red Pikmin. It'd be there.
Alright.
Because poison is like, it's present enough. I'm thinking B tier is gonna be pretty heavy. I think do you get rock or winged next? I think it's rock next. If I know you get their onion before winged Pikmin onion, which is when I actually started using them. Crystals are back in a much lower capacity than they were.
They Pikmin to electricity the crystals.
Pretty much. But there was like only so much you could do to nerf a hazard that already doesn't do damage.
Well, at
So
least
it's
they're
just
rock
like-
Pikmin exclusive, and there's nothing else that can break crystals.
You're not. No, the dog actually cannot break crystals. Which is crazy.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Isn't that strange? That's like the one thing where they were like, oh, but that would be too far.
Huh.
Yeah, and they're also a combat Pikmin. They're not as good as purple Pikmin, and purple Pikmin are not even terribly, like, overwhelmingly good in this game. So, like, that's really not a huge factor. Unless, like, it's nice to have them in your squad when you're already carrying them around in a specific cave. Because you need them to break crystals. But it's not to a point where you're going to want to pick them out for a combat encounter. None of this matters also, because one thing I haven't talked about, this is also why I'm having so much trouble with Pikmin 4 is you're limited to only having 3 types of Pikmin out at once. And every area is designed with that in mind. And it also has an auto picker that you can press to just give you the loadout of Pikmin you need. Because I don't know.
Game wasn't easy enough.
Yeah, it wasn't. I need to just
I don't know
even,
how they made it easier.
I need to not engage
And I haven't
like
even played it.
my brain in the slightest. But yeah, you're not generally making like super strategic decisions about which Pikmin to bring. So none of this stuff is stuff you're actually thinking over while you're playing the game.
I see.
Which is why I'm taking so much longer to arrive at these ideas. But anyways, crystals, they're like nowhere. They're in like a small handful of caves. I really don't know off the top of my head. I think they might be in a little bit in the overworld in like one area. They're not bad in combat, but again, they just are kind of indirectly nerfed by the existence of purple Pikmin, ice Pikmin, and dog. Put them between the reds and the whites. All right.
He's a very heavy B tier.
Yeah, winged Pikmin. There's not a lot of stuff that's like in the water but sticking out. Their benefits to you when using the charge feature are offset by the fact that you want to use the dog to charge into things. So rushing the weak point, like rushing a suspended weak point with them is a lot less of like a super compelling strategy. When you could just kind of wait and headbutt it with the dog. They don't have like they did not put nearly as much effort into making them take shortcuts as in Pikmin 3. So that aspect is just kind of gone. Like they just don't have the pathing. I would. I think they're the worst ones. I would say they go in C below yellows. I wouldn't quite put them in D because why wouldn't I put them in D? Um,
It would be
hmm.
the only thing in this game in D tier.
Yeah, something about it feels wrong. I don't know what. Um, yeah, we're gonna keep them in low C. Glow Pikmin. So these guys, these are weird. They're like the spiritual successor to Bulbmin in that they're resistant to every hazard and cave exclusive. But you can so there's these night missions you do in Pikmin 4, where you exclusively use glow Pikmin, and then
Huh.
that gives you glow Pikmin seeds, and you can just like deploy those at will inside caves.
Huh.
Uh, so it's not like Bulbmin to where they're in specific caves that are kind of designed around them. Uh, they just you can just toss them out there. Um, in addition to resisting all hazards and being able to be deployed in large numbers at will, they also have perhaps the only reason you wouldn't want to charge with dog, in that their non-dog based charge move turns them into like a big sphere of light that also stuns and attaches them to the enemy
Huh.
all immediately. It's called a glow mob. Uh, I would say they're in. I would just put them in S, honestly. I don't think they're like ridiculous like ice Pikmin are because they're good in combat, but mostly in ways that the dog is also good. It's mostly just being able to deploy them in caves that is in large numbers and their resistance to all hazards, which is kind of crazy. But even deploying them in caves is not like a crazy thing because you can just kind of leave caves whenever. In Pikmin 4, it is a babby game. Um, and you can resume at a floor of your choice. So there's not even really that resource management element to it. They would be crazy in Pikmin 2, is what I'm getting at. But we're not playing Pikmin 2, we're playing Coco Melon, the video game.
And
And
that's all of
that's
them?
yeah, that's it. There's no Puffman, much to the chagrin of the fans because they did bring back the Puff Stool, but they just they used a different status that didn't change the model. And no Bulbmin because Glow Pikmin are the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Well, I suppose we should move on to our next tier list.
Oh boy.
All right. You will be ranking the Pikmin based on how they'd look in a hat.
How they look in a
Yeah.
hat.
Whichever order you want.
Okay. Is it a specific hat?
I'll let you pick a
Because I
hat.
feel like
Go
all
with
of them with
cowboy
the
hat.
that's a good one. Uh well I think Yellow Pikmin would have to go in double S. Because I think it would complement his
Yeah,
ears
the
very well.
ears. Yeah.
Rock Pikmin is going in S as well. Not double S.
Yeah, yeah. Gotcha.
Um we'll throw Red Pikmin up in A.
All
I think
right.
it would make like sort of a strong silhouette with his pointy nose, you know.
Yeah.
Uh I think I'm gonna put Ice Pikmin in C. I don't think he would rock it that much. Um I think glow Pikmin should go in D. I feel like even if it were a properly sized cowboy hat for most Pikmin, it just like wouldn't work. Like it wouldn't fit. And even if it were properly sized, I don't know. I don't know if a being that emits light, uh, like I feel like that would look weird, right? With a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
So glow Pikmin would go in D. Oh, Bulbman. That's another double S. I mean,
Above or
enough said,
below
right?
yellow?
Uh, I would say below, just
All right.
below. It's a tight race. Um, I'd say blue Pikmin and B. I feel neutral about that one. And same for white Pikmin. Not winged Pikmin.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Uh, above or
I
probably
think
below?
above. No,
Oh,
no, you were
because
right
I feel like
actually.
the eyes really, and it's covering up the
Yeah,
flower.
right. That's important. That's a flower.
I wouldn't want to put him in a fight.
um, winged Pikmin, I would say C, just below ice. Uh, purple Pikmin, up there with rock, right below rock. I think would look good on the chunky guys.
Yeah.
Puffman F.
Wonderful. Good cowboy hat list.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nobody in the bottom anymore. I can't take them off.
Oh, time to refresh. Right? Oh,
Oh, it doesn't work.
uh-oh. Well, that's okay. We can drag them all down to F.
There. Bottom row. All right, next one. You'll be ranking them based on how they taste if you used them to make a smoothie.
Oh, smoothie. Um, all right, white Pikmin are gonna go in F.
With the Puffman.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like those
Because I
and
feel like this guy tastes like mold.
yeah, throw Bulbman in there too.
Where would he go in
Uh,
comparison?
I'd say you'd go at the top because he's not actively harmful, but he's
Okay.
like organic
What
and
does
not
Louis
in a
say
bad
about
way.
Bulborbs?
Louis has no Bulborbs.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, actually, he has comments about the big Bulbman too. Hold on,
Oh.
because Bulbman, you find them because there's like a big Bulbman and they have the little ones behind them, and you'd have to take out the big one. What do you? What's your? Grind the meat and season with allspice, salt, and ground white pepper. Press the seasoned meat into meat satchels, then pan fry them with onions. Prior to serving, smother the brats with Dijon mustard and sauerkraut. Buns are optional.
Okay, definitely not a smoothie.
Yeah, they're meat creatures. um. Oh, also rock Pikmin go in F, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Just I would say actually just above white
Uh,
because it's like technically it's not poison.
yeah, that's true.
And in fact, I think Puffman should go
Yeah,
above.
yeah, I wasn't thinking of that. All right.
Ice Pikmin can go in like B. I
Yeah,
don't think they
that
would
seems
add any
pretty
sort of
safe.
flavoring, but like they put ice in smoothies.
Yeah. You
So
wouldn't
could
make the smoothie with them, but you'd put them in there after.
Yeah, exactly. Um, and like they even blend ice into smoothies, don't they?
Do they? I feel like the
Sometimes,
only ice
maybe.
I've ever seen blended into a smoothie is like the residual ice on frozen berries.
Could be. Well, maybe they're like frozen berries.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'd have to try for myself.
Yeah.
Um, glow Pikmin. I think glow Pikmin are made of light. So I'm gonna put them in D. Because I feel like they just don't increment the taste at all. Um,
I feel like we gotta fix this because the Pikmin that will kill you if you eat them are on the same tier as the Bulbmin,
yeah,
which wouldn't
the
taste as
meat.
good.
Yeah, let's how about we just bump Glow Pikmin and Bulbmin both up a tier?
Alright.
Like D would be actively distasteful. C is like probably unnoticeable.
Yeah.
In fact, drag Ice Pikmin down there in C too,
Okay.
by that metric. And then F is like harmful.
Yeah.
Okay, now to the probably good stuff. Um, so blue Pikmin I would put in B. So I feel like they would be pleasant, but I also think they'd add like a little bit of like a fishy aftertaste.
They might, yeah.
You never know with those aquatic creatures,
Yeah.
those freshwater creatures. Yellow Pikmin. Throw 'em, throw 'em up there in S, honestly. I like a lot of yellow fruit. I feel like they'd add like a nice sharp like zing to it and then have a sort of mellow like sweetness maybe underneath
Yeah.
that. Wing Pikmin. I'd say below yellows, but up in S. I don't know what my reasoning is for that. Maybe just because they're
He's
pink.
holding a strawberry in the picture,
Oh,
so
that
that's might
that
be
helps.
subliminal.
Yeah. Reds. Reds going A. I feel like they would be sweet, but in more like a pepper way. Which
Ah,
a spicy smoothie sounds nice too, but not
that's true.
like something I'd go out of my way to have.
Yeah.
But I think it would be like not as spicy as like a habanero pepper, but like that sort
Yeah.
of flavor
I feel like it'd be
profile.
pretty mild.
Yeah, like a nice a bell pepper or with a nice little like heat on the back end. Uh, and then purple Pikmin. I don't know about purple Pikmin. I mean, like maybe they'd be like plum flavored. That could be
It's hard to
nice.
gauge these guys.
Yeah, but maybe they just like kind of are like thickeners more than anything. They've got more of that texture. We'll say an A above red
All
until I
right.
try them. No one in double S because I don't think I would go out of my way to put any of these in my smoothie.
Yeah.
It's like if I have them in the fridge, I'm like, anywhere
Yeah.
from oh
Yeah.
yeah to I should probably throw that out.
Yeah. You should not have the white Pikmin in your fridge.
Right, that'd be a problem.
Well, honestly, I feel like Puffman. Hold on. We're gonna make another tier list about
Which ones you'd want in your fridge?
yeah, Pikmin to put in your fridge.
Okay, ice Pikmin go in double S. Because
Oh,
they like
100%.
lower your bill.
You've got so many ice Pikmin in the fridge.
Yeah.
You keep it
Um
unplugged and you keep the guys in there.
yeah. Uh rocks. I think those go in F. I don't or no D. I wouldn't like be actively perturbed if there were rocks in my fridge. I would just be like, this
Yeah, as
doesn't
long as they're clean.
yeah, this doesn't really go there, does it?
Yeah. Just give them a rinse and throw them back in. As long
Yeah.
as they're not breaking anything.
Wing Pikmin and F because they're very bug-like. I don't think I
Ah,
want any sort of bug type creature in my fridge.
yeah.
Uh, Glow Pikmin go in S. Um, because they're the most like Ghibli film creatures, and I think it would be very cool if I opened my fridge and there was something like that going on. uh,
That's a good reason.
move rock and wing up a tier. Um, because wait, no, move wing back down actually, and put Puffman in D. Because C is like that's weird, but I don't care. D is like I should probably throw that out. And F is like that just shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yeah, I feel like I would put Puffman in F. I feel like I have an image of them like giving off spores.
Yeah,
And I feel
well, I
like that'd
think
get in your other food.
definitely, but I think like they could, for that reason, if they're mold like, I think they could like have conceivably like occurred naturally in there.
Ah.
So I'm not like I don't look at it and go something's like wrong with my fridge and I need to get a new one. I'm just like I might need to clean
I
it.
see.
Uh Purple Pikmin. We'll put them in B. I
Just
think
be
they could
hanging out in
be,
there.
yeah, they could be helpful even. Because they could like, if there were a few of them, they could like hand me my gallon of
That's
milk.
true. Get the bottle of dressing that's way at the back.
Yeah. In fact, I think I've sold myself. They're going up to A. Uh, and that's putting aside my like bias towards purple Pikmin because I specifically would be very happy to have purple Pikmin in my fridge, but
Yeah,
not for
we
like,
the heavily biased one will be the next one.
yeah, that's good.
You'll understand when we
Um,
get there.
White Pikmin. I think that goes in F.
Yeah.
No poisonous creatures in my fridge. And I think Bulbman also goes in F, honestly.
It
Just
depends on
because
if
that's
they're
like,
alive or not.
yeah.
Well, I'd
If
assume all
I,
of these are alive.
yeah. If I went to the store and like,
Because that guy would eat your food.
yeah, he'd eat my food and yeah, he's like a rodent of some kind. He's like,
Yeah.
it's like there's vermin in the fridge.
Above or below the white and the winged.
Um, I would say in the middle there
Yeah.
because
Not as bad
I,
as an insect, but like you're losing food when he's in there.
yeah. Um, all right, blue Pikmin. I'm gonna go with B.
Yeah.
That's chill.
It's
Maybe
just
they
hanging
like,
out.
yeah, there's no like water for them to go mess up. I don't keep like open containers of water in the fridge. Well, actually, my brother does that. He'll leave a glass of water in the fridge overnight to make sure it's
uh,
nice and cold for the morning, but that's his problem.
yeah.
Um,
He's gonna be
Yellow
the one drinking
Pikmin.
the blue Pikmin.
I think yellow Pikmin go in double S because maybe they're like I would say they're below. There were I don't like the idea as much as ice Pikmin, but like uh they might be
Yeah.
helping with
You're
like
saving
the power
energy.
bill. Yeah. And red, um, I'd say in C. Uh, we'll go below the rocks, just because I'm a little perturbed that they might bring some sort of heat into my fridge,
That's
and
true.
that's like kind of a problem. But like if they're not actively doing that, then like no big. That's
Yeah.
chill. I
Just
don't know why they'd be
open the
hanging out
hot
in there.
sauce bottle and put them in there.
Yeah. And that's that.
Yeah. All right, the next one. It will be ranking the Pikmin based on if you want them in your house. This can be based on utility, just if you like that Pikmin.
Yeah.
Anything.
If we're operating under the pretense of them like being suggestible in some
Yes,
capacity.
like I'd say if you well, you know how to whistle, so you can call them
Yeah.
to attention however you want. You can throw a
Um
Pikmin, I'm sure.
yeah, I should hope so.
Yeah.
In fact,
You
I
can
think the
tell them what to
Pikmin
do
should
and
be
they'll
more
do it.
worried. Purple and double S for utility and enjoyment.
Yeah.
Because they can like actually move stuff. Like if I had a few hundred or so hanging around for whatever reason, like we could reorganize some of the furniture.
That's true.
Um,
Your movers and shakers.
yeah, and then like I like purple Pikmin.
Yeah. I'd like to have a
Um,
purple Pikmin and like just sitting on my desk even.
yeah.
And this is also
Um,
under the Pikmin pretense where unless you want otherwise, if you just leave them somewhere, they won't go anywhere or mess anything up. They'll just sit there.
yeah. Uh, Puffman and F.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Uh,
Seeing as they're not suggestible and they attack you.
yeah, and they're kind of gross, probably.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't do too much to you, but it would be really annoying.
Yeah. Oh, this is tough. What about white Pikmin and C? Just because, like, what if my cat eats one? Like, that's a
Oh,
problem.
that's true. That would be pretty bad.
Like, I like white Pikmin, but it's just they're
You'd have to keep them like in
definitely
a glass case.
yeah, and I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah.
I want them to have like the run of a space. Um, hmm. Yellow Pikmin? Uh, I think that they would go in S for similar reasons to the fridge. Like, electricity's great.
Yeah, stuff a couple yellow Pikmin in your Wii remote.
Yeah, they just hang out in there, get all
Yeah.
shaken up. It's like a little carnival ride for them, and for
Yeah.
me, I get to play uh,
Boogie.
Party Pigs.
Yeah, Party Pigs, Farmyard Games.
Yeah. Winged Pikmin. Hmm. I think they're going in D. I like winged Pikmin, but just they're bug-like, and I think that's inherently less fun.
And
Like,
yeah, and they're not like a magical bug. Like if you walked into a room and there were winged Pikmin, because they're so small, you just like swat at them.
yeah,
It's not like magical fairies flying around your house.
yeah, they're not immediately
That's like the glow
identifiable as like,
Pikmin.
yeah, exactly. And I think that's also similar to fridge logic, why they're
That's
going in
true.
S.
Above or below yellow?
Below yellow, because there is the slight problem that could arise from if the light is strong enough to like bother you at night.
That's true.
But otherwise, like I think they're cool. Again, having little kind of Ghibli-esque guys around your house is very fun. Uh Bulbmin. I feel like they'd be good in like small quantities.
Yeah, like you'd have like a little terrarium to keep the bulbmin, and I feel like
Yeah,
they'd be
like
more
an
of a
ant
pet than
farm.
any of the rest of
Yeah.
these.
And like if it was the big Bulbmin, without any of like the little ones, that it was just one like kind of hamster-sized guy,
That would be
uh
awesome.
that'd be great. Yeah. But I think in the spirit of the tier list, it would be the smaller ones. So it's not
Yeah.
like I can like give them little pats on the head or anything. So we'll go in B. It wouldn't be as fun because again, you just kind of have to keep them in a space of their own.
Yeah.
Red Pikmin will go in A. Um, they're just
They're cool.
yeah. I think that that's just kind of the average appeal of having a Pikmin in your house,
Yeah.
and I think that's generally a cool thing. Uh, Similarly, I think blue Pikmin will go right above them. Uh, because you don't have to worry about them drowning.
Yeah, you're not gonna find a blue Pikmin dead in the sink. You'll just find it in the
Yeah, just
sink.
like face down, floating on top
And
of
depending
the
on your
dishwater.
control over the blue Pikmin, they could be like washing your dishes for you.
Yeah,
Or
that would
even
be
like eating the
nice.
grime off of them.
I wouldn't mind that. Uh, Ice Pikmin. Um, I would say right below Red Pikmin because I feel like having something because well, I don't think Red Pikmin are like inherently hot,
Yeah.
whereas Ice Pikmin are cold,
Yeah.
and I think that there's like just slightly more that can go wrong
And ice
from
Pikmin
just
don't
having like a
melt, do
yeah.
they?
No, they do not. Uh, so that because that would knock them down because then I'd just be like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah. But I imagine if you
The-
like keep a few of them near your PC, that could be pretty
That's
good.
true. Put them
Just
to
keep a
work.
couple of them in there.
Yeah,
Get to jump around and look at all the flashing lights.
yeah. But just in general, especially since like if they smack an enemy for long enough, or even if they're just like latched onto it, they'll freeze them entirely. That's
That's
another one where I'm
true.
like worried about the pets. Because like how many would you need to where it's just like if you a creature's in like the proximity, they get frozen.
I imagine if you only have one or two, then they won't be able to freeze much. Like you'd need a lot of ice Pikmin to freeze an entire cat because they're really small guys.
Yeah, that's true. But regardless, I don't know what having that meter filled up feels like. I imagine it can't be pleasant.
That's true. If they're like attached to you.
Yeah, and I like feel my blood slowly stop circulating. And I'm like, huh, that ain't
Yeah.
good.
Just got to make sure that they keep their hands off you.
Yeah. Rock Pikmin, I would say right below Glow Pikmin. For actually very similar reasons. They're also kind of Ghibli-esque.
Yeah.
Um, well, they you run into the Lego problem with them
Ah, that's true.
of where you really don't want to step on those
Yeah.
guys in the middle of the night.
You could probably slip on an ice Pikmin.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
maybe not one, but a group of them.
Yeah. Um, and like they're, Rock Pikmin resist crushing. So you're the one that's gonna be taking like the brunt of
That's
that.
true.
That would not be enjoyable. But if you just wear slippers, like anytime you're around your house, like that, then you're fine.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you'd get used to it.
Yeah. That's a
Uh,
good list.
yeah, I'd say that's pretty definitive.
All right. The next one is Pikmin ranked on how useful if you would bring them on a search to find the mysterious person that murdered me. Or just
Which,
anyone. Well, no, specifically me.
right. which one would I want as like my assistant?
Yeah, like you bring them along.
Okay.
One or multiple. Uh,
In my
you
Pikmin
get to
buddy
choose.
my Pikmin buddy road trip film.
Yeah.
Uh I think um honestly I think purple goes really high once again. Probably double S just for that utility factor.
Yeah. If you had enough, they could probably restrain the guy.
Yeah,
Because if it's just me that they've killed, I can't imagine they'd be too strong or too smart.
right.
They could be, but they don't have to be. So you could probably get some if you actually found them and confronted them, you'd be able to take them down if you had the purples.
Yeah. So by that metric, that's pretty good. Um, Glow Pikmin would be double S as well, I think, because I think what purple Pikmin have in like combat utility, I think they would be really great for in reconnaissance.
Ah.
And wing Pikmin, for very similar reasons, are also there. I think Glow Pikmin would be a little better at it because I think they make like less noise when flying around and like, well, that's tough. Because I think you're less likely to attack a glow Pikmin if you see it. Uh,
Ah.
but I think they're more likely to be seen.
That's
But
true.
like, so it's the question of does whatever guy or syndicate responsible for your death know that I'm affiliated with the Pikmin? And I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah, they wouldn't know that you've got the Pikmin
Yeah,
with
so
you.
we're gonna leave Glow
I don't
where he
think they would
is.
watch this stream.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably.
Let's hope. Unless it's someone with a deep-seated vendetta against you.
Yeah.
Shouts out that guy.
Yeah.
Um, Rock Pikmin would go in S because I think you could do some like some Home Alone stuff with
That's
them.
true.
uh, but it's like not as effective as reconnaissance or just straight up combat. Puffman going F. Red Pikmin goes in A. Cause like if I'm looking through evidence and I discover who the guy is, and then him or one of his associates throws a Molotov cocktail on the building that I'm in, uh, the red Pikmin will be able to emerge unscathed.
That's right.
um, oh, white Pikmin would also go in A because they can see where the body's buried.
That's true. You just have to scatter a couple of them all around the place, and they'd start
Yeah.
digging me up.
It would take a while,
It would.
but
It
I could
would.
help out once they start digging.
Once
'Cause
I've
then
got
I'll
like
just help
a
them
toe
clear.
out of the ground, the yellows will be able to speed it up.
That's true. Uh, I think yellows would go in B.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's that digging element which could come in handy.
Yeah, paired with the white Pikmin.
Yeah. Or like, if I know evidence is buried somewhere,
Yeah,
like the murder weapon.
that's true.
Um, and there's a non-zero chance that there's some kind of electricity shenanigans that have to be done.
Yeah.
Uh, I think blue Pikmin also go in B. You know, having little guys that can get into water is helpful.
That's true. Get them to infiltrate through the sewer systems.
Yeah. Or like similarly to the buried thing, maybe the guy tossed the weapon he used into a lake.
That's true. They could pull it up from there.
Yeah. Um, Bulbman, I guess by virtue of all of the hazard resistant Pikmin being an A and B, I think they would go just above the Reds. Just because they can do all of that.
That's true. They'd also survive the Molotov
Yeah.
building.
And then I think Ice Pikmin, I think they go in C.
Yeah,
Because I think
makes
any
sense.
sort of threat I would be dealing with would be too big for them to freeze efficiently.
Yeah, yeah. You need like a whole bucket of them. And
Yeah,
that
and
would
unless
probably be
like
easy to dodge since they're made of ice, it'd be pretty slow.
yeah, and like if I still had my old car where the engine kept overheating, then they would be moved up a tier at least. But
That's true.
we've got that problem solved, so transit is a non-issue.
That's a
Uh,
that's a good list.
yeah.
Oh, I gotta refill my soup water again. I will be back soon.
Alrighty. Guys, I'm scared. Do you think that he's actually gonna get murdered? I just don't know. Um, well, this is kind of unrelated, but it's Nintendo. That new Star Fox game got announced. Or, well, you know, that Star Fox remake, which is cool. Um, I think it looks quite good. I know people kind of, I think opinions are kind of all over the place, but I'm excited for it. Um, I I'm also very happy that the Switch 2 is just getting more stuff because I think the library's a little lacking right now.
All right, I am back.
Welcome back.
Oh, I gotta restart the background music.
Oh yeah. Do you want new background music?
Sure, give us a song.
Um, you could put on the perplexing pool theme from Pikmin 2.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. The next list. will be Pikmin ranked based on which ones you would want on your basketball team.
Ooh, that's tough. Well, is it like rat race type thing where it's like Pikmin-sized basketball? Or is it like we're playing against like NBA teams?
That's a good question. It's like street basketball, just whatever Joe Schmoes off your street.
Okay.
The Pikmin would be like sized up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Like squirrel sized, maybe.
What was that?
Like squirrel sized, roughly. Or is that too big?
Maybe a bit smaller, like a half of a squirrel.
A half of a squirrel.
So any Pikmin would be able to pick up a basketball.
Yeah, okay, but like just barely. Alright, well...
Yeah. Actually, no. They'd be a squirrel and a half. Because I'm thinking like bomb rocks.
Gotcha.
They wouldn't be able to carry it quite as easy as a bomb rock, but...
Right. Okay, well, immediately, in that case, Wing Pikmin gets double S.
That's true.
We'll get that out of the way. Glow Pikmin float. I don't know if they actually, like, fly, but we'll toss them an S, just in case. Puffman going F. So I feel like Rock Pikmin are jagged and might, like, have trouble holding the basketball without, like, popping it.
That's true. They've got a big front. They might have trouble holding it as well.
Yeah, so I think they would go in, like, D. Funny enough, I don't think Purple Pikmin's strength is that useful here, if everyone can hold the basketball. Like, I don't know if their lifting strength translates to shooting.
It probably would. They'd be able to, like, make a shot from further back than, like, a red Pikmin would.
Right. But then they're not as nimble.
Yeah, they would be pretty slow.
Yeah, so I would say C.
They're tough.
At least for now.
Like, you probably couldn't steal the ball from a purple Pikmin.
Yeah. But I think if everyone kind of... If you play good defense on a purple Pikmin, then I think that they're pretty easy to get around.
Yeah.
Just, like,
they're pretty short. Yeah.
Yeah.
An offense against a purple Pikmin would be pretty easy. They wouldn't be able to defend very well.
Right, for sure. Ooh. White Pikmin, conversely, in being faster...
That's true.
I think would go in S.
And I think for the sake of, like, them being Pikmin, you can throw them. Like a meter or two.
Yeah. Well, in that case, yellows are also going to go in S due to their enhanced throw height.
Yeah.
That's just more utility.
Where in S are they going?
I'd say it below white and glow Pikmin, because they still require your input. Whereas
that's true.
Those two are just good on their own. Alright, blue Pikmin is like the standard. We're gonna put blue Pikmin in B. Like, there's... Unless it's like... you're dodging, like, stray drops of sweat flying onto people. Like, I don't really think that any of their strengths or anything come into play at all. Bulbmin? I feel like I'd just be more intimidated to see a Bulbmin on the court.
Yeah, I was gonna say intimidation's their thing.
Yeah, so I would put them in A. I think that's pretty substantial.
Ooh, for Ice Pikmin, they'd with their increased size for this situation, I'd imagine like 2 of them, like 2 or 3 on a regular sized person could just freeze them.
Yeah, I wonder if that's gonna get. Well, it is street
Because if you
basketball,
double
so
team
there's-
someone, they're frozen
Yeah,
for a couple
They-
seconds,
they
not
kind of-
permanently harmed for the purposes of this video.
yeah. No Joe Schmoes were harmed.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I think they would go in A above Bulbman then. Or wait, no. Drag yellow. Swap them with yellow Pikmin. Because I think, like, they're good at defense. I don't think that's as good as the all-around increased mobility.
Yeah.
But, making a guy freeze up, that's useful. And I would say red Pikmin are just above blue.
Makes sense. Probably a bit stronger.
They're a little stronger, but I don't think that's, like, substantial enough to where it has a huge impact on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good list.
Yeah, I feel good about that.
Alright. That was all my ideas for the list so far. Do you have one?
Ooh. Well, this one, there's some obvious answers, but I'm curious as to your thoughts. Which one would you like? Which one would you prefer to help you during a shift of dishwashing?
Oh, is this for me to do?
Yeah, you do it.
I see. Well,
I think you know enough.
Wait, what? Blue Pikmin and double S, obviously.
Of
That would
course.
be wonderful. Because they could actually, like, help with the cleaning. Well, no,
Yeah.
actually, I'll put them in S. And I'll explain
And I
why
think
later.
For
'Cause they're
these
just
purposes,
Great all around.
Yeah, I think for these purposes, we're gonna say that blue Pikmin can swim, whereas all other Pikmin that can like exist in water, like the Glow and the Bulbman, they cannot swim, at least not proficiently.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
the Ice Pikmin float on the top of the water in the game, so we know that much.
Gotcha. Much like an ice cube would. That's good to know.
It's intuitive.
The ice Pikmin unfortunately go in D because they would make the water cold, they would freeze it up, and hot water is where it's at with dishwashing.
Yeah,
Hot water
that
is
makes
like
sense.
the miracle juice of the dishwasher. If the water is hot, everything is getting clean. It's wonderful, but this guy would make it tough. Let's see. Puffman going F. Rock Pikmin? I'm not sure. Because I'm thinking, like, they wouldn't be crushed by any dishes.
Right.
But I'm not really dropping dishes that often, and usually the dishes I do drop, I catch before it hits the floor.
Right, and it does depend on what you're washing at the time, I think, and
Yeah,
what
and also if
method
they
you're
fall
using.
on something, there's a good chance it breaks because of the impact damage.
And if you're throwing them around, like traditional Pikmin control methods, I think they're liable to shatter stuff.
Yeah, so I'll put them in D with the ice. Still better than them actively attacking me.
Yeah.
And if they got near the dirty dishes, they'd get like their little hands on it. That just wouldn't be good.
They're grubby little mitts.
purples, I think they go in S, just below the blue, because they'd be able to... They could pick up anything. They could move any dishes, like, into the dish sink, out of the... They could, like, pull the racks away and out of the way for more to go through.
Yeah, they could even feasibly put away, like, the soup cups.
Yeah. On the topic of putting things away, they go in S, because
as long as you have a large quantity.
Yeah, they can put anything away. That's that's the best thing. If I could have my favorite dish shifts, and this is why Clint isn't the worst, is because I figured out if you just make him put things away, he doesn't slow things down too much. If you keep things going through, even if people are putting things away slowly, as long as I can keep sending things through, and I don't have to take a long time to spray them down because of the blue Pikmin kind of doing their work in the sink, then yeah, it'll be great. And honestly, I think I'm gonna put Bulbmin above the blue Pikmin, because the most annoying dishes, like the blue Pikmin, I would have them go into work in like the triple sink on the pans that are submerged, definitely. And they take a while to get the grime off of them. Yeah. Bulbmin, I would have them in the main dish area. They would be eating the big bits of food off of things that are super hard to get off. Like the nacho dip. That stuff is horrible. I hate it. The, like, half of a brownie left over. That is way more common than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they can, like, move the, they can probably move hot dishes better than,
That's true, they could.
blue Pikmin.
I don't think I'd put any of them near the dishes coming out, but yeah, they probably could. That's where the purple Pikmin come in. Yeah. Red Pikmin, I think B, they're a Pikmin.
Yeah,
It'd
ideally
be
there's
cool
no
to
fire.
Yeah. The heat's not going to be much of a problem. Like, they'd be able to stand on the dish machine.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. I mean, it's not going to protect them from any heat from the water. They'll drown.
Yeah.
Yellow Pikmin. I don't know. I'll get to them later. White Pikmin, they go in F. I feel like they're gonna mess up the dishes.
Yeah. Like if one gets like splatted onto a dish somehow.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna move the blues down to A.
Okay.
I feel like, honestly, and the purples, because while like these guys can do so much in the kitchen.
In a different world where you're like, if you were like scrubbing stuff in sinks more.
Yeah, the blues would be up in S. But yeah. They've got their use, and I will be very happy for them to do it. But really, scrubbing doesn't take a whole lot of work, especially in the context of this being at our place of work, where we have a really good machine.
Yeah.
You just have to get the really annoying stuff off, like the cheese sauce, the nacho dip, chocolate residue.
Right.
And mustard. For some reason, mustard is really annoying to get off. Hello, Flour.
Yeah, it's 10 p.m. according to Flour.
That it is. Glow Pikmin? I mean, I think I'd put them...
Bear in mind, they are also water resistant, if that helps.
Well then, I'll put them in A.
And they float. Again, I don't know if they can like fly, but they do float off the ground. So that's up for interpretation.
Okay. Yeah, I think water resistance is just a great thing.
Yeah.
They'd be able to do good work. Yellow Pikmin. They're better than red on account of me being able to throw them higher up to get things that I wouldn't be able to throw the red Pikmin to get.
Yeah.
Like, they could bring down an extra, I don't know, a garbage bag or one of the spare steel wool scrubbers. That's really the only things that are higher up.
Right.
But, I mean, they'd be able to get it.
Situational.
They've got their situation. But yeah, that's the dish tier list.
Good stuff. I've got one more for you, actually.
Oh.
So you're going to hang out at the arcade.
Ooh.
Which ones would you like to keep you company?
For company's sakes.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you know, utility, I suppose, as well.
Which arcade
But,
are we
like,
talking? Round one?
Pick your favorite.
My favorite arcade.
Or, you know, your favorite that you can see yourself kind of just visiting regularly enough that you'd be like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm down to take my Pikmin here.
Okay. So probably not the one that's an hour away, because that one, it wouldn't work for the purposes of this, because I would just be at the rhythm games the whole time. I would never
Right.
have a moment to spare for the Pikmin. I'll go with round one, because there's a good amount of stuff there. And
Makes
usually I
sense.
do find myself with some downtime, where I'm just like walking around trying to find something to do that I could spend with the Pikmin. Okay. Well, Wing Pikmin would be an A. Because if I'm playing Skee-Ball, I'm gonna get the 10,000 every time.
Of course.
That would be awesome. I bring like a handful of them and they take the ball up there. Wonderful. I think they'd have a good time. As long as people don't like swat them around or... I would try to use them discreetly. But,
Yeah, makes sense to me.
yeah. Bulbman, double S, because I would love like taking them out and showing them to people, and they'd be so confused. And I could like buy them a snack or like feed it a French fry.
Yeah, they could share like boneless wings with you.
Yeah. Then I wouldn't have to worry about any hazards or anything, I guess.
Yeah.
Rock Pikmin would also be an A, because I wouldn't have to worry about them getting trampled.
That's true. You don't have to hold them in your hands or on your shoulder or in a bag the whole time.
I feel like Ice Pikmin would be an F, because they're not immune to crushing, aren't they?
Right. No,
So they
not.
would have to be on me, and I would not like a lot of them on me.
Yeah. That's good thinking.
Puffman are an F.
Yeah. No surprises there.
Wouldn't be able to have a lot of fun with them around.
No. Not at all.
White Pikmin. Hmm. I'm actually gonna move Wing Pikmin up. Because I also don't have to keep them on me.
Right.
And they also have some utility outside of that. White Pikmin, I'd have to keep them on me, but if I, like, put them on a Chunism thing, and I could, like, have them jump on I could try to teach them to play Chunism.
That's true.
Because they're fast.
Yeah.
Faster than a regular Pikmin. They
Yeah.
have more aptitude with which to Chunism.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Purples. They're going in B just because I feel like they'd be fun to hang out with.
Oh, definitely.
They're
chill.
He's just a cool guy. I'd love to just have a purple Pikmin with me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might move them up to A later because of that. Because he's just such a cool guy.
He is.
For a very similar reason, the glow Pikmin.
Yeah. I think they both have strong appeal.
Yeah.
And glow Pikmin, you won't lose track of them.
Yeah, I definitely won't. Let's see. Yellow Pikmin. I can't really think of anything especially useful. It'd be cool to have a Pikmin around. Honestly, I think the last there might all just be in that tier. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess maybe, like, if my phone's running low on battery, I could, like, have one of these guys hang out near the charge socket. Yeah. Give me a hand there.
That'd be nice.
And then, I guess blue right below them, because they just... It'd be cool to have a Pikmin.
Yeah.
And then red below that, because I will have to watch out for any instance of water. Like, maybe it's raining outside.
Yeah. Yeah, that would stink.
Yeah, that's the arcade.
Wow.
Tier list.
That's a good list.
That was a good idea.
Thank you.
I had another idea right before this, but I've forgotten it.
Oh, okay, I've got one. For you to do again.
Oh.
So...
Get my reps in.
One day, you're just walking down the street, and, famous boxer Conor McGregor comes up to you and says, I would like to just challenge you to a boxing match. You have 1 month to prepare, and you have to pick one Pikmin to coach you.
Okay. Well, so purple's going in double S.
Yeah.
He's the guy. He knows how to lift. He could get me in shape. I know he could.
I'm bringing him to fight the Emperor Bull Black.
Yes.
So the credits transfer over.
Yeah. He's the only one I know for sure. Well, no. I know that Pubmin is an F. That guy would make me less ready.
Yeah. He'd, like... You develop, like, a lung condition.
Yeah. Okay, Bulbmin would be in at least A. I might move him up to S, but because I would see him and he would motivate me just being there. I love how these guys look so
I think they
much.
Have good combat ethos.
He looks so goofy
too. He does.
That's true. Are we, like, saying that they can, like, talk to me and give me coaching?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you found some way to communicate with the one specific Pikmin that's coaching you.
Okay.
This particular Pikmin, like he maybe they can't talk, but like this Pikmin is a coach.
Gotcha.
Like they have
They'd be able to
experience doing
communicate
this.
it to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Winged Pikmin I'm putting in B because I feel like they're both good and bad for me. They'd be good because, I mean, my first thought for them was, oh, I could have them like go out in the middle of the night and steal gym equipment for me. Which I wouldn't actually do, of course, because
Right. You'd
thievery
have them
is
go
bad.
buy it for you.
Yes. But that's anything I would have them do is just something I should be doing myself. They would make me lazy. Well,
That's
I suppose
true.
if this is a winged Pikmin fitness coach, they wouldn't do that. Would they? How would that work in your mind?
Well, I think that any orders you give them take precedence over their coaching.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, if you're just telling them to go get stuff all the time,
yeah, not much would happen from it.
Yeah.
I feel like Rock Pikmin. Yeah, I'm moving him up to S, by the way. Rock Pikmin.
That's good.
He also looks funny, so like seeing the Rock Pikmin would motivate me. He's pretty well built.
Yeah. And he
might be able to
might have
spot
some-
for me, like
That's
if
true.
I was doing something, because it wouldn't crush him. If I
And
got,
he might have some good words for you on like defensive tactics.
that's true, because this is boxing, not just getting fit.
Yeah.
I guess in a similar vein to that, the white Pikmin might be good as well.
That's true.
Some good dex training from him could be useful. And the Pikmin will not help me out in the fight, right?
No, they will not.
Okay.
They're like it's like Doc Lewis.
So I can't freeze my opponent.
Yeah. I don't think that can be taught, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Granted, I've never been coached by any of these Pikmin.
Neither have I. Let's see, the glow Pikmin. Is going just above winged, because I mean they'd be able to keep me up at night a lot better if I want to do some night training. Probably not the best for sleep, but hey, I'll take it. I prefer to not. I feel like he'd have some cryptic advice to give me.
That's true. I can see that. Join the Nintendo Fun Club today.
Yeah. The red Pikmin, he's a fighter.
Yeah.
It's in his blood. He'd just be a solid coach. Honestly.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Because he's built like any other Pikmin, but he has higher attack, meaning he's got the strats. He'd be able to coach me with that in a way that a Bulbman could not. Honestly,
Yeah,
might put him above that, actually. It
that's
depends, because Bulbman, he does look really goofy.
yeah.
And if he is there to train me, he'll, like, or something at me. And I'll be like, oh yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, how much do you value your own motivation versus the actual wisdom being imparted?
Yeah, I feel like that's got to take at least. I would do better in the fight.
Yeah. Oh, you should put on another song.
I should.
Do Twilight River from Pikmin 3.
Twilight River.
It's a very nice song. I like this one a lot.
Oh, Liam the Pikmin is here.
Oh, what? We've got a real Pikmin?
Yeah. He's a blue Pikmin.
Oh,
I guess I should
Liam the
do blue
Pikmin.
Pikmin next.
What's your insight on this? We're going over which Pikmin would be the best as a boxing trainer.
I feel like blue and yellow both go in C.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they'd have much in advice for boxing. But blue Pikmin would not suffer if, like, I'm in the middle of training and, like, droplets of sweat fall on.
Yeah.
That's the slight edge that the blue Pikmin has.
That's true.
Bulbman should be high. I don't think they... Because red Pikmin, he's got the fighting knowledge. And purples, they know how to fight. They're big and strong. They're just all around the best.
They can teach
That was
you
a
to
good
slam.
list. Yeah.
All right. Did you end up remembering what your other one is for me?
No, I'm thinking too hard about the the placements in the list.
I also had one more that I've forgotten. Ooh, sort of similar. So you have decided that you're going to partake in like a competitive like poker tournament. And the judges have decided, due to your severe lack of experience, that they would give you a handicap in the form of one Pikmin assisting you.
This one has to be joint. I can't do this one alone.
All right. Puffman goes in F.
Yeah, Puffman goes in F.
Pikmin Adventure Nintendo Land has banger soundtrack. I agree with that. Dang, this is tough.
It is. You gave me an impossible one. Okay, Bulbman.
Bulbman.
For a very similar reason to the boxer training, I would take one look at this guy and I would have the motivation to win. But I have he would be almost no use. I feel like the Bulbman has a lower intelligence than any Pikmin.
Maybe. If
Maybe
you do want
maybe a bit more than a Puffman.
Yeah, the Bulbmen are like a parasitic strain of Pikmin taking over a Bulborb. If that influences your view on their intelligence at all.
I see.
I do think that some level of the Bulborb instinct overwhelms that, though, so I think you are right.
So maybe B. Might be C. It depends. What would a purple Pikmin do?
I don't know. Stomp around.
You should have thought more about this hypothetical.
I mean, I just thought that wing Pikmin would be the best because they can go peek at everyone else's cards, and I stopped thinking from there.
How about
Okay,
this?
well-
We'll pause on this one, and
Yeah,
instead we'll
scratch
have
that.
you decide which one you would send to do grocery shopping for you.
Okay, which ones would I send to do grocery shopping? Puffman goes in F. Okay,
I'm
Bulbman.
really liking the food ones.
Yeah. Bulbman. Ooh.
I have
See,
not watched
my-
the Star Fox Direct.
I have watched the Star Fox Direct. They sure are making Star Fox 64 again. Again. But it looks good. I'm looking forward to checking it out. As a mild Star Fox enjoyer. Okay, so Bulbman, I think would be hungrier, and would probably overbuy. But I feel like maybe that's actually to their advantage, because since they're hungrier, they would like choose the better looking food.
Oh.
Like if you send them to go get fruit, like that's gonna be some good looking ripe fruit. You know, I think they just have more like discerning tastes.
Yeah.
So I would say like A for Bulbman. Blue Pikmin would go in S, because I think water is the hazard that you're the most susceptible to during a grocery run. Like they can go like grab the fresh produce while like the sprinklers are on it
That's true.
and not have to worry. And if there's like some sort of like cleaning product spill or something, like they wanted to worry.
Yeah.
Ice Pikmin also go in S, because if I need like freezer goods, I feel like the big thing about this is Pikmin take a long time to transport stuff, right?
That's true.
So if I needed ice cream, I like could not send
a purple.
anyone with them. Yeah. Slippy Toad looks weird.
I actually
I
like
can
how
see-
Slippy Toad works.
Yeah, I can see why you would think that, but I really like how he looks, mostly because he kind of has that pre Star Fox 64 look about him. But I think Liam has actually left, so I think we don't need to worry. Because I'm watching, and it says one watching. Red Pikmin. C. That's like no benefit is incurred.
Yeah. It'll be cool that a Pikmin's doing your grocery shopping. And that's about it.
I'm gonna have to put White Pikmin in F. I feel like I don't particularly want them handling it.
Above or below Puffman.
Above Puffman. They're at least gonna go do it.
And they'll do it a bit quicker than the Reds, but
Yeah.
the food will be questionable after.
Yellow Pikmin, I'd say just below Reds. Because if I'm assuming they're doing it for me, so I'm not gonna be there to take advantage of their throw height or anything.
That's true, yeah.
And I think fire is like marginally more likely to occur in the grocery store than electricity.
At least in a hazardous form.
Yeah. I would say purple Pikmin go in double S.
That's true.
'Cause if
They
you
could
need
carry the whole shebang.
Yeah, they could push.
back.
They could push the cart.
That's true. They could use the cart.
Like if you need like toilet paper, I think they're the only ones that are gonna get it.
Yeah. Or like a watermelon.
Yeah. Glow Pikmin. I don't know, man. I've kind of been ignoring the fact that you can only deploy them in caves or during
Yeah,
the
I have as well.
Because it's a wrinkle, but like not in a fun way.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to do that. We'll say that inside a building they're fine, and then like the rest they can figure out. So they can go and see also. Right above red Pikmin, just because they float, you know, I don't know how high off the ground they can levitate still, but like that could potentially be of use.
Yeah. And people will be able to
Similarly-
see them and not squash them.
Yeah, that's true. Knock them up to B actually just for that, for visibility. And I'm gonna say wing Pikmin go right above Bulbmin. They are also very like resistant to being stepped on.
Yeah.
As long as the grocery store is well maintained and there's no spider webs anywhere, they can like. I'd say they would be some of the most efficient, just because they can like reach.
Yeah, their
things that are on
pathing would
high
be
shelves.
best.
Yeah,
That's true, the high shelves as well.
and
Wouldn't take as
rock.
much effort to climb up to the stuff.
Yeah, I would say rock are right above glow Pikmin, just because, again, there is less risk of them getting maimed.
That's a good
That's
list.
that. Yeah,
Very
that's
balanced.
good distribution.
Yeah. And then a
Alright.
gap before the harmful ones.
Yeah. Okay, scratch the poker one.
Thank goodness.
I wanted to go for like a similar angle to the boxing one because it was interesting, but that ended up just not being. That was a misfire. Ooh. So you're working on the Pikmin board game. And I don't know exactly what sort of like tedious, repetitive painting type task or whatever you would need to do, but who would you want to help with, you know, any sort of manual tasks that you would need to do
I
for
see.
that?
Which Pikmin would I want on the painting the 1,000 cubes
Yeah.
team? Because most of the work for a board game is like thinking and then
Yeah.
designing on my laptops.
Yeah.
And I guess sketching in my notebook as well. But they could definitely help with the painting of the 1,000 cubes if the Pikmin board game also has 1,000 cubes.
Yeah, we'll say it does for the sake of argument.
Yeah.
And we can come up with other pieces along the way if we want to, you know, manufacture
Yeah.
specific roles for Pikmin.
Puffman would go in F. I feel like White Pikmin would go in S just because they'd be the most efficient workers. And I'm not going to be eating any of the pieces, so that wouldn't really matter.
Might stink a little.
Maybe. I don't imagine them being very stinky. But I suppose they could be.
Yeah. I think it wouldn't be stinky, but it would be like oily.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That would dry.
Yeah. Red's in B. because, like, if I was supposed to have been murdered and was, like, hiding out while I did this, and someone tried to throw a Molotov cocktail to burn down my house while I was working on this, they would be able to make off with the pieces.
That's true. You're not wrong.
So there'd be that. I think yellows go right below them just because having a Pikmin to do stuff would be great.
Yeah.
They would excel at this sort of repetitive task.
For sure.
I feel like purples would go in A. They might be slower, but they would be able to carry the heavy things around, like the paints and like a bottle of brushes.
Yeah, they could do setup.
Yeah. Ice Pikmin, I feel like they wouldn't be very good. They would freeze all the stuff, and then I'd have to wait for them to thaw, because like the pieces I'm working with are pretty small. A single Pikmin would be able... No, maybe 3 Pikmin would be able to pick up a single piece if they're, like, lore-accurate Pikmin. Right. No, a single Pikmin would be able to. No, if they can pick up a cherry, they could pick up at least 2 or 3 cubes.
Yeah, because I think
that guy would freeze them right away.
It's like the piles of bridge pieces in Pikmin 3.
Yeah. I don't know how paint would affect Pikmin, but I imagine the blue Pikmin would not mind at all. And if he gets paint on him, he can wash off to get it off.
That's true.
They wouldn't be relegated to a single paint color.
Yeah, that's...
I actually might put him above red for that. Yeah. With the purples in A. Rock Pikmin? I guess they're just above the red Pikmin because they're not slower than the reds if I remember.
Yeah. It can be surmised that they're like less maneuverable. I think
that's true. He's a big guy. He might have trouble holding a bit more than one.
Yeah.
Bit clumsier, so I might put him in C instead.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Wing Pikmin are in double S because they can move anything around anywhere. They can cart the finished ones off. They can grab anything from anywhere in the house. Yeah. Shelves aren't a problem. Just, they're winged Pikmin.
Yeah.
They're the best for a lot of situations.
That's true.
Boltmen, I feel like they go either high D or low C. Just because I don't think they'd be able to help me at all.
As charismatic as they are.
Yeah. Like, I would have to be, like, looking out for them while they're there and keeping them out of the way rather than them helping me. So I'd put them actually below ice because, well, they are suggestible. They wouldn't, like, get into stuff.
But they could, I don't know, maybe they might start gnawing on the pieces if you, like, leave them idle.
Yeah, I might put them just below rock.
I think that's
glow Pikmin,
very fair.
They're resistant to water, so they can do the same thing as that. The blue Pikmin. I'll put them just above the blue Pikmin. Make it easier to see the pieces as well.
Yeah. That's a good list.
It is. That was a good one.
Thank you. you've got to be very. It's a different mindset you have to be in for this than if you're doing like one of those bit like fighting game tier lists or whatever.
Yeah, the first
Because
tier list I actually thought of that gave me this idea was the which one would you want in your house?
right.
Because I'm like, purple would be really good, and also it's like you would just want to have a purple Pikmin in your house.
Yeah.
And there's different utilities, and like you like certain Pikmin more.
Yeah. I think everyone who does that would settle on a different list.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is a good song.
Yeah,
For
no, I
this.
really like this one. It's like it's kind of like VTuber background music adjacent. Well, I think I'm fresh out of ideas. I think I've reached the logical endpoint of like things you do on a regular basis that would be
Yeah.
enhanced by Pikmin.
Yeah, all the other things I'm thinking of are like way out there. They're like the poker one, where you would
Yeah.
like be able to think of like a spot for like 2 or 3,
Yeah.
with like 2 of them being high and Puffman being an F.
Right. Yeah. I feel like that's as good a point to stop as any.
Yeah. I guess
have-
one more. If you had to leave
Oh.
behind Pikmin to guard your house.
That's a good one. Because well, I would say Ice Pikmin would go in double S. The thing about Purple and Rock Pikmin is that they're not nearly as strong if they're not being commanded by a captain and thrown specifically.
Ah, that's true.
Purple Pikmin still do more like attack damage.
Yeah. And they can carry more, so they'd be able to obstruct someone better.
Yeah, but they also are slower, so I think that balances them out. And Rock Pikmin can't latch on to their enemies, as you probably know. So, without being commanded, they're actually a lot less effective unless they're getting up to like Home Alone shenanigans.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about for them.
Yeah, Puffman going F.
Well, I mean, if you're not there,
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, they'd probably just end up having the run of the house when I get back.
that's true.
And
And
then
then
be
when
like,
you, that's true. Nobody might even try to break in.
Yeah, and then I just have a bigger problem than when I started.
You're right. I actually made this question in hopes that maybe Puffman actually might not be an F for it, but no. There's no situation in which they're... Unless you're in like a Pikmin that ranked by which one would kill you the best if you were trying to make them not kill you.
Yeah. Which one would kill you the fastest? Because they would, you would have to tell them the other ones to do it first, whereas they would already have started.
Yeah.
I would say Rock Pikmin are in A. They're worse at attacking directly.
Yeah. But they are pointy.
Yeah, but they can...
And if they, like, if you have a multiple story house with, like, a balcony, they could, like, jump off.
Yeah. Really do some problematic damage. They could concuss someone. Bulbman, I think, would go in S, because I think if I... No, Bulbman.
You're right.
You grab a glow Pikmin, by the way.
Oh. That's right.
I think not only do they have like teeth, so I feel like if I were to train them in combat a little bit, which I probably would if I was having them guard,
Yeah, you
if I could train them to bite, that would be like particularly effective.
Yeah. And it's Pikmin, so you'd have a lot, so you could Thousand Dagger someone.
Yeah. And then say I'm a burglar, right? And I approach someone's house, and then I just see Bulbman. I'm terrified. I don't know
true.
what
They
that
do have the
is.
highest intimidation.
Yeah.
Like
I would
next
not
to
want
Glow
one of those
Pikmin.
guys crawling all over
Actually,
me.
Glow Pikmin might have the opposite effect.
I mean, it depends on whether you've registered the fact that they're trying to kill you or not, because, like, either you just think they're cool guys hanging around and you're like, what? These are awesome.
Like,
Or
it
it's
might
you feel
entice someone to enter your house if you see them from the outside.
Yeah.
You'd be like, wait, I
but-
gotta see what's up with this house. But if you don't know that they're there and then you break in and you see a room full of Glow Pikmin, you're gonna freak out and run away.
Yeah, you feel like Ebenezer Scrooge. Being visited by the ghost of Pikmin Past. Yeah, that's interesting, actually. I think that on the whole it's good, because if someone didn't have the intention of breaking into your house and then did, they'd be less liable to steal than someone who was approaching your house
That's
with the
true.
intention of breaking in.
And most people, like, at most, like, walk up to the window and, like, peer in and then, like, maybe try to ask you about it if you're...
Right. Leave a letter in the mailbox. Yeah, so we'll put him in A. We'll put him right above Rock Pikmin. Because I think warding is significantly more effective than, like, me coming home and there's a frozen corpse in my living room. But that factor of, like, enticing, it doesn't work 100% of the time like Ice Pikmin will.
Yeah.
Purple Pikmin. Again, significantly less effective on their own, but they still do more damage than red Pikmin on their own. So we'll say, let's put them right below Rock Pikmin.
And they could, like, carry something heavy, like, up the stairs and do some, like, Rock Pikmin from above shenanigans.
Yeah.
But with, like, heavier objects.
Yeah.
Home Alone style.
If you had a lot of them, they could drop, like, something pretty substantial on your head. Watermelon.
Or if someone, like, broke into the house and then they saw, like, your couch moving. That might deter them a little bit.
Barreling towards them.
Well, like, slowly inching towards them, probably. That would be so funny.
Yeah, you're like, oh, whatever's in here, not prepared to deal with it.
Okay, white Pikmin is complicated because
actually, hold on. Back on the purples, they could potentially hide valuables if someone does break in.
That is true.
They could, like, wrestle for the TV.
Yeah.
Maybe they go above Rock Pikmin. Because, again, it's similar to the Glow Pikmin thing where, like, some level of breaking in has to already be in progress.
Yeah.
But I think they are, like, they are going to be effective in regards to, like, keeping your stuff safe.
Yeah.
Winged Pikmin. This is one where I don't feel like they're particularly good.
Yeah. We finally nerfed the winged Pikmin.
Yeah. Granted, But there is always
their
like
attack power's halved.
yeah,
So you could
but
just swat them away.
There is always the idea of like you go into a house, you see like a moderately sized object coming towards you, suspended in the air.
That's true. There is intimidation.
Yeah.
And also
like,
they could like
drop-
hang out near the ceiling, like,
yeah.
holding some. They can do Home Alone stuff.
Yeah, I'd say they go just below purples. Because they could also get your valuables out of there if need be to somewhere where no one would necessarily reach it, but like
That's
they would
true.
not be good at doing that quickly.
Yeah, and it'd take a lot of them.
Yeah.
But like your wallet, if you left that at home for some reason,
Yeah.
you could probably leave that. Not like
Or,
a.
almost-
It wouldn't be like a firebox with your passport and documentation in it. That would be
Yeah.
the purple's job.
Right.
But
But like all the stray cash in my room.
yeah.
I feel like a Pikmin could carry $1.
Oh yeah, 100%. Those are light.
Oh man, the music's over. Oh no, it's not. Don't worry.
This song is really good.
Yeah. White Pikmin. See, this is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Because it's like, do I tell them to kill themselves?
Crawl into his mouth.
Yeah.
The one ever recorded instance of someone sacrificing white Pikmin.
Yeah, I mean, if my house is on the line.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would do that. Therefore, I think they go in B. No, I think they go in C, actually. Because I think, other than the speed, that's pretty much a normal Pikmin.
And I think a normal Pikmin would be at about C.
Yeah.
It's
A
not
normal
D because they
Pikmin
don't
can't do too much.
Yeah, they don't do nothing. Like they can get up to stuff. They can all kind of Home Alone it.
Yeah.
All right. These original 3. We get stuck with these every so often.
Yeah.
And I feel like they might all also be in C. I'm just thinking about the order. So I can't think of any attributes these guys have that are like particularly useful.
Yeah, because you're not there to throw the yellow ones, so even... I don't even know what you would use the extra throw height for, but you couldn't.
Right? Anything you had in mind off the table. I would say red Pikmin, slightly above the white Pikmin. Their combat efficacy.
That's true. I could, I don't know, give the guy a bruise.
Yeah, they could trip someone.
Yeah.
All of these Pikmin are capable of at least untying someone's shoes.
Yeah. And then maybe tying them together.
Yeah, and that's all you really need. Unless, someone comes in with Velcro and then it's a lost cause.
Yeah, true. They could probably un-Velcro them, though. That wouldn't do much,
Yeah.
but...
You can't exactly Velcro them together.
I feel like white Pikmin might be the next one up, because in the case that they're, a violent burglar, and they, start breaking stuff, and, ransacking your house, if you give them the option to, if that happens... crawl into their mouth.
Get in there.
It's a conditional, very effective means of stopping. And also they can move faster to Home Alone.
Leave a big, delicious, pristine apple out. And then, drill a hole in it. And go, okay, climb in here. And he'll eat the apple. He'll take the bait.
Well, I imagine, if a Pikmin jumps on someone from above, they won't really notice if it's one Pikmin.
Yeah. I'm not sure how good they would be at like Shadow of the Colossus, like climbing into from like shoulder to mouth.
That's true.
It's funny to imagine though.
Yeah, your
Blue and
placement's
yellow.
probably right.
Yeah, blue and yellow are virtually the same.
Yeah.
I would say they're both below white Pikmin, just for speed and contingency plan. Yeah, blue, because water is, you know, at any point ever so slightly more likely to come into play. I don't think that any burglars are coming into houses with tasers.
Yeah. And if they do, I don't think they'd try to use it on the Pikmin. Well, maybe
Yeah.
they would. If they get spooked, they'll probably fire it at anything that
Yeah,
moves.
if you're not thinking, you know, if there's a couch moving towards you,
Yeah.
you try to tase it.
It's a good list.
Yeah.
It's a good one to end on if we haven't thought of anything else.
Yeah, I don't have anything else in mind.
I don't think I can think of anything better than that to end it on.
Yeah,
So I think we can wrap it up here.
I think so too. That was fun.
It was.
Thanks for having me on.
I wasn't expecting it to go on this long.
Yeah.
I thought it'd like be an
great
hour at
ideas.
most. But then it took like an hour just to do the base games.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's a wrap. See you later.
have a good night, everyone who's watching.